My mind has not changed, and my fear is only growing that Jerry Jones is going to keep Tony Romo and replace Dak in the starting lineup in game number 1 with Tony Romo. I'm standing by in fact, I feel more strongly and have greater fear than ever that that is about to happen. What Tony Romo's camp is doing now is leaking story after story about his wish list or his willingness to restructure his deal to put more and more pressure on Jerry to keep him. That's what I think's happening here, because trust me, at the very top of his wish list, he wants to stay in Dallas and be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, all things being equal, that would be ideal.
That is correct. And remember, Jerry continues to, there was a big story last week. We were on vacation, but early in the week, he talked again about how much he believes in Tony Romo as a Super Bowl quarterback. And Jerry's biggest fear is that Tony will go elsewhere and win a Super Bowl. And his biggest desire in life right now is for Tony to stay in Dallas and win a Super Bowl for Jerry Jones. And I'm going to remind you of something that I thought a lot about while I was on vacation, that we missed the point of. There's only one owner in the history of the National Football League who fired a coach who had just won back-to-back Super Bowls, right? Mm-hmm. That's Jerry Jones. Think about what he did. He fired Jimmy Johnson after he won 2 straight Super Bowls. That's what this man is made of. When he believes in something or doesn't believe in something, he doesn't care what, he's got Russell Westbrook in him. We were just talking about that guy. Well, he's that guy too, in a very different package. He does not care what Shannon Sharpe thinks or Joy Taylor thinks, or certainly what I think. He's going to do what he believes deep down in his heart of hearts that he has to do.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Given a choice, win the Super Bowl with Tony Romo as the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys or go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Jerry has to choose one.
He has to choose one?
He has to
choose
he's already
one. In one.
No, I'm just saying. But prior to him going in, if
he'd win a Super Bowl with Tony Romo.
Oh, we're going into the Hall.
Right now, he'd win a Super Bowl with anybody, with you as quarterback, right? He'd take that right now because it's been a long drought, right? No, he wants Tony Romo, and he believes that Tony is that guy, and he keeps saying publicly, greasing the skids, preparing Cowboy Nation for what is coming, that Tony Romo is better than Aaron Rodgers, and that Tony keeps saying, I've got 2 or 3 good years left as a starting quarterback. So Tony is daring a man he's very close to, and he knows how to push all the right buttons. He's daring him to cut him, let him free, let him go to the Redskins or whoever, let him go to a competitor because he doesn't really want to go to a competitor. He just wants to be the Cowboys' starting quarterback. So deep down, I believe that Jerry Jones is more dug in and entrenched than ever. And I laugh at these stories that say the Cowboys have to get rid of Tony Romo. They don't have to get rid of him. Jerry, remember, we had a story at midseason this year. Jerry pointed out very clearly and complexly,
he could
keep both of them under the cap.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Now, does it make sense? What have I said 1,000 times on this show?
Get rid of him and get some
defense.
Come
on.
Get your corner,
get
your
rid
pass
of him.
rusher.
I'm all about Dak. Dak is the present. Dak is the future. I was saying that after 5 games last year. But I know Jerry all too well, and I'm convinced that his legacy is on the line, and the way to put the biggest exclamation point on that legacy right now is to not only keep Tony Romo, but to show all of us that Tony Romo can win a Super Bowl next year with a team that's clearly on the verge of winning a Super Bowl, though I can make a case that if you don't shore up the defense at all through free agency, you're going to be the same team. Yeah.
Skip, I'm going to disagree with you. It's inevitable. Tony Romo's going to move on.
I hope you're right.
Tony Romo wants to be a starter, and he knows right now that's not an option. Now, I believe, look, Jerry Jones was upset that they wasted a very good season. And all of a sudden, every week the Cowboys was in the news. Who can they win the Super Bowl? Can they get to the Super Bowl? Who can beat the Cowboys? Then they lost to Green Bay, and no one was talking about the Cowboys anymore. Jerry's always said that they're not talking about you, you're doing something wrong. So Jerry kept them in the news because everybody was talking about Matt Ryan and the Falcons and Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. And Jerry's like, they're supposed to be talking about me. I'm supposed to be playing the New England Patriots. This is supposed to be my moment. Not only did I go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this weekend, I was supposed to be winning that trophy the day after, Sunday, when Zeke runs for 200 yards and Dak throws for 300 and we beat the Patriots.
Yep.
That's what Jerry was trying to do, but he realized that now we're not winning. We're not going to the Super Bowl. Nobody's going to be talking about us. It's all about the two teams that's playing in the Super Bowl. Skip, this is what I don't understand about Jerry. And I understand, and I say, I joke a lot and say Tony Romo Jones. He does. He absolutely views Tony Romo as a son of his. But Skip, Jerry Jones cut Aikman. He cut him. He cut Emmitt Smith. He cut Emmitt Smith, the all-time leading rusher, who had won a league MVP, won a Super Bowl MVP. Troy Aikman won a Super Bowl MVP. He cut both of them. They won championships for him. And he wants to hold on to a guy because it's his belief that he can validate me. I gave him $108 million, 55 guaranteed.
He did.
Now, if he were to do this, now I'm really complete. Because no matter what, yes, I won 3 Super Bowls in my first 7 years, but Jimmy gets all the credit because they say Jimmy picked all the players. And so now, even though we won that last championship without Jimmy, they say that's his players. Really, the only player that he really didn't pick was Larry Allen. But everybody else, that belongs to Jimmy. And so Jerry says, if I can win one with no Jimmy, I'm the GM, I'm the VP, I'm the owner, I'm the CEO, I'm the custodian, I'm the groundskeeper, and I prepare the meals. Who can say that? What owner can say that if Jerry would have pulled this off? Mr. Kraft, because we know Coach Belichick pulls all the strings.
Sure.
There's a separation of power even in Pittsburgh, but there is no separation of power in Dallas. It starts and stops with Jerry. So if he can get Tony Romo and win a Super Bowl with Tony Romo, but Skip, it's over. And you hear now Tony Romo say he'll restructure his contract. You don't have a choice in the matter. If they release you, you're not going to make $24 million. Look, someone can tell me the hottest restaurant in LA is the sushi restaurant. Well, hell, what good is that if I don't eat sushi? Tony Romo can do all this other stuff about, I won more pro. What they got to do, Skip? You don't think Peyton Manning, all things being equal, would have rather finished his career in Indy?
I agree.
The Indianapolis Colts cut Peyton Manning.
They did.
4-time league MVP. He went to 2 Super Bowls. He's won 1, and he's a league MVP.
You don't think Jerry's remembering that right now? You don't think he has the same fear that Tony will become Peyton Manning? Obviously, he doesn't belong in the same sentence, but
first of all, he don't even belong in the same chapter.
No, he doesn't.
So
I agree.
Peyton is chapter 1,
right.
Tony Romo is maybe at the end.
Yeah, he's epilogue.
Think about this, Skip. Peyton Manning has 4 MVPs. Tony Romo has 4 Pro Bowls. So they're not but I'm just saying, all things being equal, Peyton would have loved to finish his career in Indy, but he knew that wasn't an option.
So it sounds like you think there's some merit to my fear that Jerry's going to keep Romo, right?
No, he's not going to keep him. He's not going to keep him.
But you can see why.
Of course.
He's made to keep Romo.
Yes.
He's built to keep him. That's who he is.
Skip, you don't get to become as successful as Jerry is by just saying, okay, you're right. Okay, let's do this. You have to have some stick to you. And it says, you know what? I know everybody's saying this, but in my gut it's telling me this. And I'm going to ride with my gut. Because like you said, okay, he started out, he got real good, and then he went belly up. He had to build all the way back up again. Now he's at the top of the mountain. Now, getting this Super Bowl, Skip, man, look here. If Jerry would have won a Super Bowl with Tony Romo, Skip, you couldn't hit him in the butt with a red apple.